And both sides on the floor getting ready for the game ahead. It's almost that time. And welcome everyone as we get ready for the final game of the Eastern Conference play. Taking a look at Atlanta. A do-or-die situation to retain their playoff position.
And Kevin, after battling all season to make that top 8, something that in the past assured you of a playoff spot, now they find themselves in a win-or-go-home game for that 8th seed.
I don't know if any shot's a good shot, but Trae Young willing to take any shot he gets.
Here's Hero. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Here's Gay. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. It's Young on the wing. There's the 3. And Ware pulls it down. And David Aldridge spoke with Quinn Snyder. David?
They were raving about an opposing player. In this case, Andrew Wiggins. Coach.
Shots good by Hero.
Fighting the inside defender, Hero really works to get to the bucket.
And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
And right now, let's watch that terrific swat.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Miami with the ball. And the shot is good. Heroes got 6. The Hawks working the ball around. Reza Shea wide open. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. The Heat have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And how about the moxie of this kid? Hero has flair to his game. He's fun to watch. And I tell you, he wouldn't be any fun to play against.
Well, Brent, since entering the NBA, Tyler Hero has been a constant scoring threat.
Yeah, Kevin, the scoring for Tyler Hero is always going to be there. He is a bucket, but the defensive improvement and really just the physicality that he needs to play with. Those are areas that Tyler could shore up a little bit to make sure he's on the floor for some of the biggest moments of a season. And Hero, one of those guys who just rely on coming in and giving you that offensive pop. Does a lot of things for his team on that end of the floor.
He'd have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, and the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Here's Reza Shea. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
Well, that's a needle in the haystack shot right there. You're not going to hit that one all that often.
Young against Hero. And he makes that one. He's got 13.
And Hero getting to the spots where he can be very effective. That swagger he plays with is infectious.
Okongwu with a screen on Wiggins. Here's Reza Shea. It's hauled in by the Heat.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
There's Hero with the 3. Stolen by Hero. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Wiggins passes to Adebayo. Here's Hero. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Atlanta making a switch here. Krejci's checked in. Duncan Robinson, he's checked in for Miami. The Hawks trail by 9. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Another shot. Here's Gay. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That's his first foul. Niang passes to Mann. And the layup's good off the glass.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
Mitchell kicks to Love. Back to Mitchell. Pass to Love. Okongwu grabs the ball. Okongwu's now got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Mann. He's off on that one. Great D that time from Adebayo. Left side, Love. Over Okongwu. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good look. They've worked hard to get this lead. Can't start giving up easy slams all of a sudden.
Yeah, GA, that's right. And that was easy. Gift wrap for him.
Yeah, we see this all too often. The team gets a huge lead, and then their guard gets let down.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
The Hawks trail by 8. Now LeVert. Still yet to score. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Heat. Robinson for 3. Rebound by the Hawks. Here's Krejci. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. His three-pointers off the mark. And so the first quarter is in the books. Heat lead by 8. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Atlanta. And we welcome you back to the second quarter of this exciting play-in game. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Oh, man, how about the mid-range jumper from these guys? It's on tonight, a huge part of their offense so far.
So much good energy and flow tonight, and that has really come out of great ball movement. Guys have been open, and as soon as they are, they get the ball.
Here's LeVert after Tyler Hero's bucket. And Kyle Anderson gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And so here's Atlanta, trailing by 10. Fires from the line. And it's Risa Shea missing. The Heat shooting an incredible 64% from the field in this game. One thing you can pretty much count on with the Heat, Brent Barry, they're going to grind it out.
Yeah, this team has always been built around tenacity and toughness. Even with the big three, with LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh, there was a bit of a metamorphosis with the way LeBron approached games. Kind of being hated on was something they embraced, and that culture demands that hustle accountability and will consistently be about their culture.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Alder.
Hey, Kevin, we all know about what Heat culture means. Bam Adebayo says we share the ball, play together, and we know where the shots are going to come from. We're just blessed to have a team like this. Everybody buys in, everybody competes, and everybody wants to get the job done. Kevin, back to you.
They've got great chemistry. Thanks, David.
Yeah, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. I got burned on that one.
Sublime stuff. Guys, absolutely sublime.
Agreed. He's going to start putting on a show now. The Hawks trail by 12. And timeout called by Quinn Snyder. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Mann's checked in for the Hawks. Here's Barlow. Scoreless thus far. Here's Niang. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got 4 assists now tonight.
And how about the recognition there from LeVert? Coaching staff will appreciate that kind of ball movement.
Now, Hero. He's got 22. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Hero's got 9 points in the quarter.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
LeVert against Hero. And it's LeVert missing. The Heat leading by 12. Hero passes to Burks for the 3. Rebound Atlanta. Here's Krejci. It's deflected, and so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. Atlanta making some changes. Gaze checked in, and Trae Young subbed in for Terrence Mann. On defense, Miami. Niang passes to LeVert. Here's Krejci. Now here's LeVert. Clock at 4. And Ware pulls it down. Ware's got his 4th rebound in this one. Miami's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. And Greg, you think about what they call float game. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
Here's Hero driving inside, and he gets the bucket. Hero's got the lead up to 14 now for Miami. The Hawks have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. And it's LeVert missing.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Shot's good by Hero.
In a flash, Tyler Hero makes his way to the inside. Nice use of his athleticism.
And here's Young. 5 points in the game. Off target from three-point range.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
There's Hero with the 3. Gay with the rebound. Last game for the Heat, they picked up the win against the Bulls. Aston Niang got a hand on it. Here's Krejci. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Gay. The kick out to Young. Drains it from beyond the arc. Young's got 8 points.
Good up-tempo play there from Young, firing that shot off before the D could react.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Hero. He has 31. Banked in off the glass. Hero's got 33.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
That's it, and the Miami lead is cut down to 13. Good bucket there from Young.
Trae Young has such good handle and creates so much space for himself, and he can get to the rim.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time. Basketball
IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Last outing for Atlanta. No good. The Hawks trail by 15. Young outside. And he converts the layup. Young's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Man, we see this from Trae often, his ability to take over games with his scoring.
Here's Hero. Takes the 12-footer and hits. And the Heat lead by 15.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Young from deep three-point range. Tyler Hero has been leading the charge for the Miami Heat. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. We'll return shortly.
And we thank you for joining this postseason broadcast, and it's been an outstanding first half for the Miami Heat.
Seems like they can't miss, just rolling offensively, getting whatever they want.
You haven't heard this in a while, fellas. SLN, Shaq-like numbers. When you're doing that, it means dominance.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Taking a look at how the series is going for the Heat. They've got a good chance of landing that 8th seed. And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And welcome to the second half of this high-stakes play-in clash. You gotta like what Tyler Hero has done in this one.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And here's Hero. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
And Atlanta has possession after Tyler Hero hitting the 3.
Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one.
Count it, good. Hero's got 42 in the game.
Well, the defense solid, but Tyler goes inside and stays confident with that hoop.
That's to Rizachet. Takes the 13-footer. It's hauled in by the Heat. Ware's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Wiggins kicks to Adebayo. And here is Hero. Burks finds Hero. Launches a 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
They have a good plan going right now, and they're starting to create separation.
Well, game plan might have been good, but you have to bring it together. Right now, their chemistry is something to be admired. You could see he wanted to get him back. Sadly, he couldn't capitalize from outside the arc.
Boom, he jams it straight down.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Always a good sign of maturity and steps forward when you can take this kind of effort, focus, and concentration on the road to get a win.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Pass to Gay. Here's Young. He's covered by Hero to end the run, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Tyler Hero picks one up.
Drawing the foul down low. Trae Young earning that trip to the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
And one of those guys, Brad, who can take over a game, sometimes from beginning to end, is Trae Young.
It is remarkable, Kevin, especially at his size in today's game. It reminds me a lot of playing against Allen Iverson, a guy who could dominate the game as a small player, and that's what Trae is. But what he can do offensively, the instincts that he shows, the way he can get it going offensively, he's truly a remarkable talent in terms of a small guy dominating a big man's game.
Miami's gone 7 of 11 from deep tonight, using the three-pointer to their advantage. Hero, no good. The Hawks have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. And that one's good. Rizachet.
And Trae Young playing floor general here. So good and so quick at finding the open man.
Here's Hero. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. The Hawks have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Bam Adebayo talked about how his mentality has evolved over his career. He said, shoot the ball. I feel like that's been my evolution. It sounds very simple, but I came into this league as a defender. I feel like the progression's been shoot the ball, worry about everything else later. Kevin?
He certainly, DA, is a two-way threat. Here's Reza Shea, covered by Wiggins. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. It's good. Miami's gotten all 4 of their three-point shots to go down since halftime. They're lighting it up here. Shots good by Hero.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
This team did something in halftime, going from a mild-mannered half-court executing team to some heroic shooting in the second half.
The Heat have gone 9 of 10 on their attempts in the third quarter. That is 90% from the field. What a roll they're on. Shots good by Hero.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside. It just doesn't matter.
Atlanta calls timeout. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for the Heat. Robinson comes in for Andrew Wiggins. .157 left to play here in the third. LeVert against Burks. LeVert the pass to Krejci. Man in the corner. Clock at 6. Over Robinson, and it's good with time running down in the shot clock. Man's got 6.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
And Brent, if the super team era is indeed coming to a close, the Miami Heat were one of the most successful examples.
Yeah, Kevin, you're obviously referring to the Heatles with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. I think there are some fans out there that go back to when it was that they had that press conference and were throwing up 6, 7, 8. And so 2 titles, yes, of course, amazing. Chances to win championships, amazing. Could there have been more? Possibly.
Hawks have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. LeVert against Burks. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And the Hawks have been part of the play-in tournament 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, since that run, Kevin, in the 2021 conference finals, it has been tough sledding for Atlanta. They've really been stuck and middling in that 7 to 10 range, which is forcing you to play some tough opponents in those early rounds. They have not overcome that.
And the Hawks making a change here. Arlo's checked in. And so LeVert will bring it up for Atlanta. Pass to Man. The Hawks again can't hit. Miami's gotten 12 of their points from long range in the third quarter, going 4 of 5 shooting. Yet another bucket. 60 points. This guy cannot be stopped.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
LeVert up top. He's covered by Hero. And it's LeVert missing. Good if it goes. And so it's Miami in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We come back right after this. And thanks for joining us for this fourth quarter of this play-in game. Here's Man. Pass to LeVert. Here's Barlow. LeVert with it. Niang in the corner. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got 5 assists in the game. To the inside. Here's Johnson. And he banks in the layup. Johnson's got his first bucket of the night.
Good passing in the paint may be even more important to an offense than great passing on the perimeter. Those are areas where you got to be careful.
Here's Barlow. And he makes good on the layup.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Mitchell against LeVert. And Mitchell gets it to go. Mitchell's got his first points in this one. We played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Now, man, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah.
By Davion Mitchell. Man passes to LeVert. Driving to the basket. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And just so good at reading angles. When LeVert spots a lane to the rim, he is all over it.
Robinson for 3. Kept alive. Johnson kicks to Robinson. Second shot opportunity. And he gets it to go. Hitting off the back of the rim.
Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
Pass to LeVert. Here's Man. Three-pointer. Down he goes. Nice one there from Niang. Niang's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for Atlanta. Mitchell passes to Highsmith. Lets it go from deep. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Mitchell's got his third assist on the night. Atlanta's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Here's Barlow, picked off in midair. And Mitchell with a clear path to the hoop.
They start that play with aggressive defense, finish with aggressive offense.
Well, a lot of times coaches will tell you that if you play great defense, you're going to get a reward. It was a good possession all the way around.
We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. Man with it. LeVert in the corner. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. LeVert's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And how about the playmaking skills of LeVert? I like watching this guy break down the D in the pick and roll.
Larson with the bucket.
Now that's excellent. Get the ball down deep inside and cash in on a simple basket.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Pass to Man. Now Niang. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
Here's Larson. A 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Here's Barlow. Following the 3 by Miami that went in. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
An offensive mastery right there. I mean, great move in the lane and then the flush.
With just no way for the D to handle it. Johnson outside. Pass to Highsmith. The tray. And again, Miami with the triple.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Miami.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And this type of win is why the play-in tournament exists. The 10th seed showing they are the ones who are playoff ready.
And really credit the leaders on this team. Those guys stepped up when very few people thought they had a chance to advance. Sometimes that's what brings guys together.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Tyler Herro.
It was tough to cover all game long. One of those nights when he felt like nobody could stop him, and they didn't.
Sinks the triple.
Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Atlanta with the ball, following the three by Miami that went in. LeVert against Mitchell, and it's LeVert on the follow.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
The drive by Mitchell. Outside Robinson. The three ball. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
And the Miami Heat get the big-time win. And no team had a tougher job than they did as the number 10 team, needing back-to-back wins against higher seeds and then getting it done.
But they didn't play like the last team to get into the tournament. They played with the belief that they belong in the postseason, and now they get into the first round with some confidence.
All right, Greg, that'll do it for this one. You gotta love how it's really ramped up the anticipation for the playoff journey ahead. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Tyler Herro.
Welcome, everyone. The winner of this game will grab the 8th seed. It's win or go home. These fans can't wait. Brian Anderson here. With me, Grant Hill and Richard Jefferson. Joining us courtside is Allie LaForce. We should see some great ball movement with these two teams, Grant. Fantastic group of passers on each side.
They're just so unselfish. They play for one another. You can see how it keeps the whole team involved. And I'll tell you what, I just love watching teams that can pass like this.
Now here's Thompson. Dinwiddie outside. From downtown, they grab their own miss. Here's Davis. Got a hand on it. Oh, they get a hand on it. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will keep it. Tries yet again. That one a tad offline, but it drops in for him.
Gotta love guards that can finish inside. Is Dinwiddie on that list? Absolutely.
Here's Morant. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And you think about the fearlessness of Ja Morant and how he attacks, even as a smaller player. RJ, you got any comparisons?
I would say AI, but AI was more of a two-guard, even though he was a couple inches shorter. But definitely similarities of how they attack the paint with fearlessness.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. The electric Ja Morant. High-flying, fast, fearless. Where's that mentality come from, RJ?
There is just a fearlessness like you mentioned. Most players, you just have that mindset. You don't care. You're going to attack the rim. Doesn't matter if you could potentially get hurt. You are going to take off. That mindset is a level of aggressiveness that only Ja Morant possesses.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He's been a consistent contributor, averaging just over 11 a game. Gafford passes to Davis. And it's Davis again missing. And just about a minute into this first quarter. Pass to Morant. Jackson with it. Back to Morant. That one falls.
He gets a lot of defensive attention, but Morant, he can expect this type of rough scene anytime he takes it inside.
And here's Washington. Against Sacramento, he was really on his game. It's wide right, hits off the rim. And here's Memphis. And he lobs it up to the rim. Bane, the pass to Wells. The 3 is up. And the three-pointer goes.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Dallas has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Dinwiddie against Morant. Dinwiddie, no good.
This has not been his best quarter.
Yeah, he needs to mix things up on the offense. He simply just can't keep missing shots at this rate because he's destroying his teammates.
Now here's Washington. A steady force on their offense, recording around 14.5 a game. Will it go? Here's Davis. And that one's good with extra effort on the glass.
Well, look, it's no secret that Davis can be a dominant figure on the glass, and he just turns rebounds into points so easily.
Here's Morant. Oh, the teardrop falls in. Morant's got 6 points.
Making the floater look this smooth is not as easy as it looks. It's a challenging shot.
And so Jason Kidd calls for the timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Aldama's checked in. And Dallas also making a switch. Exum's checked in. Now here's Davis. 27 points his last game. No coverage that time.
Whenever the ball leaves Clay's hands, it is the same every single time. You always feel like it's going in. He's that good at the shoot.
Oh, there's Morant with the slam.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
Knocks down the triple.
Because of his footwork and fundamentals, Thompson always looks on balance and does a great job of squaring his shoulders.
Richard, for years, the Grizzlies' team motto was grit
out to prove themselves.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey, Brian, Anthony Davis is letting it fly. He said, the way that teams are playing me, I've been getting back to the mid-range. It's an easier shot instead of fighting the double team, so that's all it is, continuing to trust it and shoot it. Brian, you've seen that jumper be a real weapon for him.
Yeah, that's a good call, Allie. Thanks. Over his career, Anthony Davis has averaged 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Those are career numbers, Richard.
It's a very short list of players who have done that. Single digit. Pair his scoring with his defensive abilities, and you've got a problem. It's been all about Ja tonight. Can score in so many different ways.
Mavericks trail by 3. Exum outside. And he lobs it up top. And the dunk by Gafford.
You could just see how in sync they were there.
That's what it takes to pull that off. And Morant gets it to go. Morant's got 14 points for the game.
Working through the lane, Morant, he's got such a great change of speed to keep the defense off.
Pass to Gafford. Over 80. That one's wide left. Grizzlies lead by 3. To the wing on the left. Now here's Bane. Jacks up a 3. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
The team-first mindset of Jackson, willing to get the ball to his open guys.
And so Dinwiddie will bring it up for the Mavs. Steps back and shoots. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there. Even if there's the 3. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
That's just unfair. 6'11" Jackson just sinking threes. I guess this is the new NBA.
44 seconds left in the first quarter. Spins. Dinwiddie passes to Thompson. 6 on the shot clock. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Memphis leading. Here's Morant. He gets it. He's 7 for 8 and really going at him out there.
You give their offense some love. They've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, coach has to be thrilled. You can draw up all the X's and O's you want, but guys have to go out there and execute with enthusiasm.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Pass to Davis. Yes, and a nice assist from Dinwiddie. Davis has gotten his second bucket of the game.
You got to appreciate the consistency. Night in and night out, he brings it.
Morant. It could go, and so it's Memphis closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. And it's mostly due to their superb shooting. They've wasted very few possessions. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the second quarter of this play-in tournament matchup. All right, guys, what do you think so far on the offensive approach for the Grizzlies?
They've started the game the right way, penetrating the defense and attacking the rim. They're just not settling.
Man, they're just having their way, bullying the other team in the painted area, imposing their will down there whenever they want.
Jackson gets the bucket.
With a versatile offensive skill set, Jackson has shown the ability to do damage in the mid-range.
And it's Williams off the drive. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. Jackson outside. The shot. Again, the Grizzlies. Good for 2 more.
Nice ball movement there. Delivered the pass right on time.
Down low. And Washington powers it through.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does. Over to the left wing. Jackson outside. Fires for 3. Unable to get that one. Mavericks trail by 7. Williams up top. Guarded by Aldama. Here's Marshall. No points yet. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Richard, if the three-point shot was never introduced, how different do you think the game would be?
The offensive strategy would be very different. The game would be more physical, and it was more physical. And the main priority would be creating high percentage looks.
Pass to Jackson. Let's go with a 3. Connects from downtown. Jackson. And so Jason Kidd calls for the timeout. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players.
Adjustments are a part of every game and every quarter of a game. I think Coach sees something here.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity to get your group together.